eyes dictates that if a star fades, it doesn't mean it never shone. I need to be much, much more than just the thing you rely on. It rains, it pours, it validates your cause, it doesn't make what I want wrong. Stand in trial, inches become miles, a true vibe, too far from. Wide awake in a halfway house, trying to stay to a hideaway. Either way, if I don't reach home, it isn't because I don't want to. Wide awake in a halfway house, trying to stay to a hideaway. Either way, if I don't reach home, it isn't because I don't want to.
Right, team, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scratch Record podcast. Back again. Two of us.
Two. There's never been one of us. Two of us. It'd be weird if it's just you on your own.
Yeah, can you imagine?
No one would ever listen to
20th
that.
episode special. Just Elliot.
In the corner of the room.
Hi, I like indie music.
Hey, but it is episode 19.
I know, week before.
19.
Week before the big 2-0.
The big 2-0.
The big 2-0.
We have something going on, don't we, this week?
We do, yeah. As you would have seen if you are a regular listener to us and follow our Instagram, we're actually releasing clothing. Come on! So clothing, it actually comes out tomorrow as of if you listen to this on release day.
Yeah.
So it comes out on the 14th.
The 14th.
Which is the Wednesday. Normally it's on Tuesday, tomorrow.
Correct.
And yeah, you've got 3 weeks to buy it. And if you don't fucking buy it, you ain't getting one. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it is exactly that, and we are pushing it so much, and we're probably really pissing everyone off already, and it's not even out yet.
Yeah.
But you will see these t-shirts everywhere for those 3 weeks, because that is it. 3 weeks, 14th to the something in November, whatever's 3 weeks after that date, and that is it. That is completely it. Can't work it out.
November the 5th.
Something like that.
Don't know, maybe I could be lying.
Remember the 5th of November? No, it would be nice if it is, and it's easy to remember. Bonfire.
I like bonfire night.
It is bonfire night. Yeah, 3 weeks. So basically, buy them in those 3 weeks because you will not get another chance. We will not run these again.
No, we won't.
So
I'm going to buy a couple myself just to have, which, if you're lucky, there might be a giveaway in the years to come when we've got a few different designs and stuff out where I do like a package of like old shit.
But there will be a giveaway of one of these in
next
some
week.
Capacity. We're not really 100% sure on the exact plan of that, but
yeah, at some point. But anyway, that is out. So actually, if you're listening to this after the Tuesday release and you're not on it, which you should be, go buy one.
Please.
Because because actually we've only ever spent money on this podcast. We've never earned anything, so it'd be quite nice.
If we could sell 100 and we'd still not break even with the amount of money we've probably put in. But
yeah, because the profit margin isn't that big.
No.
So,
but no, not about that. It's just it is something
genuinely
sick, and like we want to speak about it a bit because this wasn't something that we slapped out and
no, it did in short
just
form.
decided to make and then did it. It's something that we've put a lot of time and effort into over the last couple of months, really, isn't it? Probably
absolutely,
now.
Yeah. Because I've been I've always designed t-shirts. I've never. I don't know whether it's never got the confidence or never got around to of ever making one.
Excuse to
do one, yeah,
have a bit of a platform to push it as well.
Yeah, so I've never actually made any, and I really want to. Now I've done this one, I'm going to be making so many more. And so you probably won't see me in many of the clothes that aren't something I've made from now on in. But like these have been something that we've been working on for time now.
Yeah.
Like we did episode 10. When we changed over and got the music in and we started having guests in and we had studio and YouTube and everything like that added in, literally from like episode 11 we started planning.
Yeah. What was
by episode 12 we had meetings with graphic designers, which shout out Bon Illustrates.
Is that right?
Illustrates Bon.
It's one. No, I think it's Bon.illustrate.
Bonnie.
It'll be in the description anyway.
Yeah, Bonnie, a mate of ours who is a graphic designer. I can't fucking do things like that.
No.
So I drew it, sketched it up rough, and then was like, Bonnie, please make this not look shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got that in pretty early doors, and then got the designs back within a couple of weeks, and then started working on the socials with the company that we're printing with in London. Yeah, Print Social we're working with in London, who help us out. They're
brilliant.
With us, so good with it.
They're really good.
So good.
Yeah,
so
I've been really
got some samples through and all that stuff, which is sick. So yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, I love doing it.
Have you enjoyed the process as much? Because you've had it in your head for such a long time. Has it like lived up to what you wanted it to be?
Loved every minute of it. Everything from design, because Joe's just been the yes and no, really, for a lot of it.
This is what always happens, because you have a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
Some of which I sort of have to categorise into like, that's impossible, that's too difficult and too expensive, that's doable, or we'll do that now. And I think when you said like, I remember literally you picking me up one day and you were like, I've been up all night thinking, and you were like, we're doing t-shirts.
Tell you who it was.
These are the designs.
Tell you who it was. So I'd been up all night, sketching out and stuff, making it and getting it ready in my head, and I must have spent like 4 or 5 hours on making designs and figuring out what I wanted with it. And it was because we released a, I don't know, it was a playlist update or an episode or something, and I think it was your auntie.
It was my auntie. Shout out Auntie Fu, Fiona. Yeah,
she actually put something. She put something on one of our posts, being like, "When's merch coming?" And I was like, "Brilliant."
Yeah.
Merch. When is it?
Now.
When is it coming? Let me make it. Like, I was like, this is an idea. Fucking brilliant. Run away with it. Had a few scratched up designs for it.
We noted it down, and then we were like, well, and that is when I was like, okay, hold on. Like, we've got no money. We've got no way of doing this. But actually, I knew these sorts of things like Print Social existed, where we could do it in a way that like allowed people to do it without us spending money we don't have on something that might not work. So
well, it's because I didn't really,
there's no profit it's much less profit margin in it. Like if
we bought it out a lot,
like we could make money on them. Like these, we're not going to as much because of the way we've done it, but it's allowed us to do it.
Yeah. We wouldn't have been able to afford it.
No. So and as soon as I looked into it, and was like, okay, we could do this. Then that was it. It was like, well, let's get the wheels in motion. And she contacted Bonnie. We really wanted her to do designs, and she took those ideas that you had sketched down, because you straight away said cigarette packet on the front, this, the sort of addictive substance thing, Scratch Record podcast, and then the back with the cassette tape and everything. It was like there.
Yeah.
And then she's taken that and made it into a proper design.
Made it look
Print
less.
Social were brilliant and have helped us, and then we're here now, and it's
out.
Sick.
Fucking mad.
But yeah, you had the idea, and then I was like, it's sort of a minute, we might not be able to do that, and I was like, actually, we can do this.
Yeah, I've loved every minute doing it. It's been something that like I've always had a passion for fashion.
Oh, cut. That is embarrassing.
Passion for fashion.
No.
What's the Kanye West lyric?
I don't know, mate.
It's from The Good Life. Anyway, but yeah, no, I've always had like a bit of a I love it. I always try and find something a bit different. So making something of my own that doesn't exist was a lot of fun to make.
Yeah.
So expect a lot more from me. Maybe even a brand.
Whoa, for now, buy these. Because they're here, they're now.
Yeah,
they're sick. And I said, we haven't just slapped these out. Like, the design went into it. Bonnie's worked really hard on it. We've then worked really hard on it. Getting it all sorted of Print Social.
Well,
doing
and
all
filmed
the promo.
as well. Like, that was that weird for you? Because I love being on camera and doing shit like this. And I've been in short films for people's projects before. And
basically Leonardo DiCaprio,
yeah, you know me. same trim. But yeah, no, I've done filming before and a bit of modelling, a bit of this and a bit of that, but like it's been something that you've never really done.
No,
so.
I mean, this whole thing has been something I've never really done. Like, even any public speaking or doing anything I've never really done. And then, so even when we started this, the whole podcast has been weird, but this was another different thing. But to be fair, it was easy because we did it. We were going for something candid, so then that's always easy, because like we went out and about and did things that we'd probably normally do anyway, and just wandered and were like doing our normal stuff, and then just captured it. So I think that it didn't feel too weird, to be fair.
Yeah.
It felt weird. It felt weird having the drone.
Yeah, the drone was straight.
We both found that odd.
Them shots actually haven't come out yet.
No, they haven't.
So we have like a draft folder of like extra shots we haven't used we're going to use for something, but we have drone footage in that I know I'm talking to Chris. Like we have drone footage in that.
Brilliant.
So we have drone footage in that, which is really cool footage.
Yeah, it is.
Really sick footage, but I've never done any filming with drones. Like mine have always been like DSLRs and stuff. So doing it with a drone, and he took the fucking sensors off.
Oh, he literally
terrible.
flew it.
Like, so the lad who we had film it was Tom Watson, who we spoke about before a couple of times.
Again, his app will be in the description. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But
Tom Watson _ something.
Something like that.
Anyway, but yeah, he filmed it, and he's, you know, I wouldn't trust him with a lot of things, bless him.
One of the clumsiest blokes.
One of like we did when we were on holiday. I'm gonna tell us the story in Campbell. So we went away on like a lads' holiday, a big group of us. There was like 8 of us, weren't there? And Tom's phone had overheated, didn't he? And Tom's phone had overheated, and we were like, "Oh, Tom, just like ask the bartender to stick it in the freezer." And he was like, "Oh no, that won't work. That'll break if I put it in the freezer."
No, mate. It's a thing. Promise. Like on holiday, like people do it all the time. So like he won't find it weird. Just say like the ice cream. You know, they're like the big freezers. It's like one of them, and it's like just chuck it in there for like 10 minutes, and it'll cool it down.
Well, he didn't believe you straight away, and you went, "Well, maybe I don't do the freezer though, but the fridge will work."
Yeah.
And he then went up to the fucking bartender.
He like didn't speak English.
Didn't really speak English. And he went, "Can you put my phone in the fridge, please?"
Like all the fucking cokes and that were.
That's like obviously broke it.
Yeah, never worked again. Completely fucked his phone.
Literally. So he ended up fucking running this drone because he's a photographer and stuff. He does brilliant photography, so we wanted him to come out and do it with us. Because cameraman Chris was at work, bless him.
He was, bless him.
So we would have loved to have had a 2-man out, but we had Tom, and he has his drone. And he came out on this fucking drone, took the sensors off, and I shit you not, I've never shat myself so much in my life because he was close. Well,
really
he might not have been close because when I look back at the shots aren't like they aren't like skimming my head, but like there was points.
There's
where
that one when he went over me when we were stood on that wall. It was close.
Yeah,
I could feel that like on my hair, and I was like, oh my god,
it was close. But then you've got to like act like it's not close.
Like we were literally talking like, oh my god, it's really close. Like, to each other, it was really funny.
Literally, it was. But they're really sick. So, but shouts to him for filming that. That was crazy. That was so good. And like, I know that Tom's not done lots of filming,
especially like for people. Like he does a lot of like landscape photography and stuff.
Yeah. So getting him and being able to use the footage as well in a different manner because like we had the idea for the promo video, and I was like, right, let's have a look at the footage, let's see what's going on. I didn't really know how I wanted to edit the video to start with. And then once I saw the shots and some of it was overexposed, and it really reminded me of like quite candid vintage footage of like almost a bit like old school films, like no like professional gimbals or nothing. So I was like, right, let's see if I can make it. So we managed to make like a Super 8 camera.
Yeah.
Which is sick.
It is sick. And if you've not seen it, it's on our Instagram and our Twitter, the promo video for the clothing. And yeah, I mean, you did a really good job with that.
Actually, I don't know whether it started coming up more and more since we've posted it or just beforehand, but I like edit it all. I don't know whether I'm looking for it now. I feel like every man and their fucking dog has used this Super 8 stuff.
Yeah, I've noticed it as
so
well.
Much. Like Red Rum Club pulled something out and they'd used the filter as well. Not quite as heavily edited as ours, but not like
in Red Rum Club now.
No, they are fucking brilliant. No, but like there's like they don't have as many like film burns in it and stuff, and they didn't like cut as many frames out and that like because I think they were more going for like an 80s vibe with just a Super 8 filter over the top.
I was watching that Des documentary about the serial killer on ITV. If anyone's seen it, David Tennant, very good. Chris is nodding, brilliant.
David Tennant, good podcast as well.
Yeah, very good podcast. Yeah, he's a very good podcast. I like him.
Interesting man.
But
do you like music?
I mean, I probably. There aren't many people who don't.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I couldn't tell you.
Well,
but yeah, we're looking.
You're only ever 4 links away from someone.
You are. I think it's 6, isn't it? Don't know, could be wrong.
Anywho,
in that, I was watching that and they did like a thing, so they've got some real footage and they like play some of that back. It's like a proper ITV documentary. And it was the same fucking filter because it had that little black square as well. And then like the film running, it was the same thing. And I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, it's this documentary on ITV. I was like, it's the same film. And then like got excited about it. And I was
literally the same way that we edited it.
Yeah, it pops up everywhere now.
Yeah, like I feel like I've seen it loads, but I'm quite glad that we edit it and we're kind of like on that as well. Like we weren't like late to the party. Do you know what I mean? We might have been like a day late. I think I noticed quite a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you probably definitely just notice it more once you've done it. Like normally I wouldn't clock
Yeah,
that,
for sure. Because also like I've been really like judgmental on it as well.
Yeah.
Because I know what's gone into it. I'm like, because I swear it took me 9 hours to edit that.
Yeah,
man.
it was mad.
That took like a 1 minute 20 second.
We got a lot of
clip,
footage
like,
as well, didn't we?
So much footage to cut through and see what was good and what was not good. Because any filming day you're gonna have shit footage.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I love being on camera like that.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy it. I really do enjoy
It came out
shit
really
like
well,
that.
I think.
Did come out really well. I'm really impressed with it. Really impressed with the film. I'm really proud of the clothing.
And it's been nice having, like, say, everyone involved. Like, Chris has done photography for us, Tom's done the filming, Bonnie's done the design. Like, we've just had a lot of, like, input from people that we know, and it's good fun. And
That's how I want to keep it like that. Anything that we make, I'm going to make sure that everything is, like, homegrown. Homegrown. Like, I want to make sure
locally sourced.
Yeah, like, I want to make sure I know. I really didn't understand what you said then. It took, like, you said it, and I didn't hear words. You know, and like you hear, like
people are gonna think you're on all sorts of stuff now. He's not dead sober. He's just no idea what's going on.
No, I just heard noises then, and I was like, it took me a minute to work it out, and then got it. Like,
right, we'll just cut it
there's
now.
like a delay.
We'll talk in 15 minutes. It'll be fine. Episode 19. Thanks everyone. Elliot can't hear words anymore, so we're gonna have to stop.
There was a delay then. I was like, shit, yeah. But yeah, no, locally sourced is because I like keeping it. Like knowing everyone beforehand before you get involved, because I feel like I'm better describing what I want, even though they might not be professionals.
You can be more honest with everything.
Like, you can be so honest and be like even with when Bonnie sent some back, there's a couple of bits and bobs I wanted to get changed and that, and it's like I feel
you had the confidence to go back and say it, rather than being like, thank you. Like,
I feel less awkward about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel much less awkward.
Yeah.
But getting everyone involved was so sick. Yeah. And I want to make sure, like, whenever we do stuff like that, like bigger projects where you need more than just a couple, I want to make sure we know everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because it's nicer, isn't it? It's nicer.
Definitely.
Works better. And there's a few people that I want to get involved with, a few things we do. I've got people that I've known for, haven't seen for years, but I've like,
you're gonna randomly message and be like, will you do this for us for free?
no, not for free, but like when we do like a bigger project.
Yeah, definitely.
There's the lads at the Creative Corner. Creative Corner is a media company, and I used to play basketball with like the bloke who runs it, which I think would be really sick to work with them, because I've done some sick stuff, really sick stuff.
Cool. Is this like a shout for attention?
Yeah.
You know?
No.
I think long story short, like, we just wanted to sort of speak about it a little bit and put out there like what has gone into these, and
for sure.
Why you should, it'll be a cool thing for everyone to own, and if you can spare the money, then we would really appreciate it. But if not, even if you don't buy one, we'd still love to just hear feedback on it. If people think it's a cool design, like, it does mean a lot to us when people comment like they look sick, or send us messages saying they look really good. It does mean a lot. So even if you can't buy one, like a message saying like what you think of them and all that sort of stuff. It means because
absolutely,
we've put a lot in. So
and it's also because I think it'll be really. It's nice having people wear them, because we don't see them as merch. They're not like merchandise. They're not like
the point really that we had, wasn't it, from the start?
For sure.
We've always said like, we're into YouTube, we're into this, we're into a lot of bands, and a lot of people do just release merch. And we could have got that scratch record logo we have, put it on a white t-shirt.
Would have been fine.
Bought 20 of each and sold them and made double the profit. And do you know what I mean? We could have done that easy, but
didn't want to.
We didn't want to. We wanted to do it. They're a good quality. They're a proper design that we've done, and it's something that we put a lot of love and effort into. And
absolutely.
So even if they're not interested in the podcast, like, people might buy it anyway because it's cool, and that was sort of the idea, weren't it? So
I've got quite a few people that have already said to me like they want one, even though I know full well they don't listen to the podcast.
They're not interested in the podcast,
but like they like the design and they think they look sick. So, which is shout out to them.
Yeah,
because fucking up the boys,
isn't it?
Just having I can't wait. The thing that I'm looking forward to is seeing someone in it.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That would be
just seeing anyone wearing it would be like we made that and someone else is wearing it. It's just sick.
That's quite cool. That'd be quite a cool thing.
Imagine if someone bought one and then you saw them like out and about randomly. That's always
so weird.
Sick.
So
I remember
weird.
Jay from TGF. If people know YouTube, if you don't know him. He said, because they do a similar thing with their merch where it's like clothing, and he said the first time he saw someone just out and about wearing their hoodie, it was like, it's one of the most like mind blown moments he's had. even though he's had like a lot of
Shit
things
going on in
happen.
life.
He was
Yeah,
like, that was
yeah.
one of the weirdest things where he clocked and was like,
That's
what the
mine.
fuck?
I
Like,
made
I
that.
designed that, I made it, and that random person over there
Well, I
is
don't
wandering
know.
around Birmingham wearing it, and that's
Yeah.
like, that is sick. So the
big-
fact that could happen, like, if anyone out there that doesn't know us has bought one as well. I mean, if you do know us and you bought one, still want to know, but like, if you have found us through the podcast and don't
And
know
buy
us
one,
personally
yeah,
and you've
yeah.
bought one, like, send us a picture, let us know, because I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
sick,
It's so
It's a
cool.
sick idea in my head that could happen. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I really enjoyed it.
yeah,
Love the
so
whole process.
Check them out. 14th to the 5th, apparently. Who
Ish.
knows?
I don't
3
think
weeks.
it is. I
Who
literally
knows?
made that
3
number
weeks
up.
to the 14th on Wednesday, so the day after this comes out, have a look.
How
The
many
links will
days
be
is that?
everywhere on Instagram and Twitter.
Hey, it's the 4th. Oh, that
It's the
wasn't
4th. Oh, that was
bad.
close.
That wasn't bad, I
Close.
didn't know.
Unlucky, mate.
I don't even know.
Next
I
time.
didn't really know how many days 3 weeks was.
21. Yeah.
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 I had 18 in my head, lol. Anyway.
Yeah.
Pogs, good
Enjoy.
t-shirt, so enjoy it if you can.
In other news.
You know?
Next in the news.
Welcome. Let's get right into the news.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's get right into the news. We have actually been to a gig, Elliot.
Yes,
for the
we
first
have.
time
It's
since
so long.
February. When we went to see Inhaler in
Yeah,
Leeds, we
it
have
is.
been to a fucking gig, and
Fuck.
it was fucking interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. We went to Sarpa's gig for their
We
single
did
release.
Sarpa Salpa's gig at the Crawford Arms in Wolverton. Which
Milton
was,
Keynes way.
Yeah, it is Milton Keynes way, correct?
Yeah, I didn't know it
And
was
then-
in Wolverton until we got
we
there.
arrived in Wolverton. Like, oh, it's it.
I thought
was
it'd
like, there
be
it
like
is.
Milton
Cool.
Keynes, Milton Keynes.
Yeah, but it's which is a really, really sick venue in general. We've
Class
never been,
venue.
but really, really good.
Yeah, really. They've got some massive names that have played there though. We
Yeah.
were looking through, weren't we? And it's fucking
Yeah, some
wild.
big names. So it was sick to see that. And then, yeah, I mean, Sarpa, firstly, sounded fucking class live.
Very impressed.
Really good.
Very impressed with them live.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to expect, because obviously meeting them beforehand, before seeing them live, because I don't even know whether I'd seen any like live clips.
No, I hadn't seen many.
So like I didn't really know quite what to expect, and having them round, I know that Marcus was very energetic, but I
See how that
Couldn't-
would translate to
yeah,
the
I was
stage.
seeing how it translates to on stage. I couldn't
It's
imagine
a funny way
it.
around to do it, because obviously normally, like with a band, you'd know them like first and foremost from their music and gigs, and then if you met them, it would be after.
Yeah.
Whereas like obviously knowing their music, but like then actually meeting them and then seeing them play live was a funny order to do it in.
Yeah,
'Cause it
it
felt
was-
almost like mate straight away. Like
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
oh, it's like Marcus and George over there, and now they're like on stage, and it felt a bit like this is a bit weird for
Yeah.
some reason. But yeah, they came across so well. Marcus has a
Really?
loss of energy on stage, and it's
So good, so
really,
good.
really good
And
performer.
George had so much more energy
Yeah,
than
I loved
I
it.
anticipated.
I loved it. It was
So
sick.
I was
George was really good.
Was really good. I was expecting George to like get into it, but give us a good standard guitar head bop. But we
Yeah.
got the whole fucking hits
Yeah,
moving,
mate, he was
everything going.
lovely.
I
He was
really
sick.
enjoyed
He
it.
was really, really good. And watching Meg play
Her mega
everything her
rig.
mega
Her mega
rig
rig. Unbelievable.
was unbelievable. It was like I was like for a couple of songs I was just watching like just like pulling things out of pockets and there's something there and she's playing that and then she's singing and you can almost see her like
What's
having
next?
a look, making sure everyone else is doing what they should be doing and thinking what's next. And I was like, fucking
Yeah.
hell, like
We saw
she is
her
very
after.
talented.
I was mesmerised with like everything she was doing, because there was some point at one song she got like a tambourine out, as well as
she
having
had like
to
a
play
little
her-
shaker thing as well and she was like shaking that but like
especially, and then had to play like her riff on the keyboard
Yeah.
as well and stuff like that. I was like, fair
doing, like,
fuck,
backing
that was
vocals at the same
crazy.
time, and I'm like, and fucking Marcus said forgetting the words to one of his own verses, and I'm like,
Hey.
she must be like, for fuck's sake.
Don't out him like that, the poor boy.
I'm out of him. He was on the live stream. He knows it. No, it's funny because we thought his mic had broken, and he was like, he told the crowd, and he was like, forgot the verse, and I was like, fuck, you don't tell anyone that. Just be like, fucking mic broke.
Innit? You should have just like tapped it and been like,
yeah,
mouthed
that's what
it
I'd
to
have
like
done.
one of the sound boys.
Yeah, but it must have been so strange because they've like we've not been to a gig in so long, but they've also not played one, so I think,
Yeah.
like it must have been odd. But
The atmosphere was really weird. I have to admit, like I
was
really, really enjoyed the music, and seeing live music like that reminded me how much I missed
Yeah.
seeing live
Oh my
music
God.
for sure. But I also have to admit the circumstance for me.
yeah, what did you think? Because we've sort of been relatively outspoken on what we think of virtual gigs, socially distanced gigs, like the drive-in ones we spoke on in like the third ever episode, and we've always been quite cautious about them.
I haven't.
as in like not sure about them. Like.
Oh, I thought you meant cautious when I'm talking about them. I've
No.
been very
cautious about like.
Yeah, no,
them
I've been
in
really
general.
open and honest.
Yeah.
Because the virtual gigs, unless it's free, I really don't. And I can't quite get my head around them unless it's free or for charity. I can't quite get my head around it. But the socially distance one, I always thought like I'm down, but like I was almost like trying not to go because I wasn't as, I don't know, I didn't feel like I'd be interested.
Yeah.
And I think I said that like David. I think.
I think.
No, almost like. Anyway, so like we went and I enjoyed the music and I enjoyed the gig, but I don't know whether I enjoyed the like road
actual,
seating or like I think if we were on a table, it might have been different.
It felt
because that would have felt more like a Oktoberfest vibe.
Yeah.
Whereas like it felt like almost like
it was basically like describe it because people obviously
yeah.
weren't there.
So basically, you walk in and there was 5 rows of chairs, all about 1.5 meters
they were
apart.
like school benches.
Yeah, they
weren't
were like almost like a little bit higher than, they weren't as low as school benches, but they were probably like normal seat height, but like thin benches, which would have been like 1/2 of a picnic table almost.
Yeah, sort of.
But
like
without the table, which I was like, yeah, cool. I'm quite a big person. I don't like them benches.
No.
They scare me.
In fact, you sort of hunched on them.
Not even that. It's because I'm quite heavy, and I've definitely like flipped picnic tables and broke benches in the past. So like, I'm not massive. I'm only like 15, 16 stone.
Yeah.
But if you have anyone else that's that sort of weight as well on it.
Well, you originally sat in the middle, and
I was sat in the middle, and I made him swap because I was like, I need some extra support under me because I don't know who's coming with. So basically, we went with Marcus's mum
and brother,
but I didn't know who Marcus's mum was bringing. So I was like, it could be fucking anyone.
Yeah.
If she turns up with like
The Rock, Anthony Joshua, like we'll be in trouble.
She turns up with someone that's like 16, 17 stone as well. We both sit in the middle. We're gonna break the bench. Like, the bench will go.
Yeah.
So like I was like a bit. I don't really like them anyway. But so you sit on these benches.
Benches.
Sit on the benches.
Don't start the accent. For fuck's sake.
So you sit on the benches. And so there was like 5 rows of them, and they were in like almost like a slightly.
Like U-shape, weren't it? Like
what's the word of like a moon when the moon's like ellipsis?
like an ellipsis.
Crescent?
Yeah, a bit like that.
Yeah, they're a bit crescented. Anyway, I was trying to think of a good word, but it took me too long.
Don't have them.
Funny enough. There was like 5 crescented rows. And they were
Crescented is not a thing.
crescented.
It's definitely not a thing.
They're not a thing.
I don't know, mate.
It is now.
It doesn't sound
It
good.
is now.
Yeah,
But
they were in like, so like the end ones were sort of faced
Angled
inwards
in,
and
yeah,
we were
yeah,
like
yeah.
straight on.
Yeah.
And then there was like 6 back, 3 across, like benches of 4 people in it. Which,
Yeah, and it was cool, but I felt like there was points. So the support we have to mention as well, which is really they were really sick, and they are one of the bands or single. I can't remember which one they are, but they are part Logo, and they were performing, and there was only 2 of them in the end. The lead singer and the pianist, keyboard player. I don't know. I'd go keyinist. He was a keyinist, and and he
making words up all over the shot list.
yeah. So, but then because there was only 2 of them, they weren't as like loud because there was no
They
guitars.
suited the vibe because it felt like a bit like being at like the theatre and seeing a performance.
Yeah, or
and
like
they
a
suited
jazzy band. I felt they were quite calm, which was quite nice for that, like, I guess, organisation.
The context
of what was going on. But there was points where like I got my phone out to like take a video, or like I got my phone out to text someone, and I felt like a naughty school kid.
We felt like we kept making like
I kept
comments
making
and
like
stuff.
jokes and so because that's just how
And we were like laughing, and I was like, I literally, because we were sort of quite near the bags. Where I was like, I feel like we like shit, like we shouldn't be like.
And again, like
I don't know, it was a
'cause
weird atmosphere, weren't it?
Yeah, because like I do stick out. I'm conscious of it. I do know, and I know that like I'm always the person that gets caught talking or
You like
laughing.
sipped your drink and had ice in it. And it was like, like that, and I was like, shut up. Like,
And I'm like really conscious of this, like sipping this drink, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I'm making a scene. I obviously wasn't, but I felt like I was making a bit of a scene. Because of the circumstance.
Yeah, and I think like when South were playing, it was really, really good, and I enjoyed the atmosphere, but it was very different, and
Very different.
You got that sense of, I was like, I wish we could all just get up, like kick these fucking benches out, go to the front, and like
enjoy it,
because the music is like their music's so upbeat anyway, and it has that like, it's just built to be like jumped around to, and it was so like you felt a little bit like, I'm really enjoying this, but I just wish I could fucking get up and enjoy it to like the extent that I want to.
I've always said like I find seated gigs quite hard to do, like because I've got a very busy mind, like I'm very always thinking and always going, so like I was sat in there and I went to Joe and I went, we should have given one of them a t-shirt.
Yeah, I did.
So I'd like been thinking about like the marketing of stuff while I was in the middle of a gig.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't be thinking about that. No. But because I was sat there just watching, it was only like my eyes that were in it, I guess.
Yeah.
My eyes were the ones that were taken, but everything else, like my mind, I kept like almost feeling myself like drifting away because I find it quite difficult to keep focused on something if I'm not fully involved in it.
Yeah.
So I found it very entertaining, but it was really hard to get involved. It wasn't very involving.
No, it can't. That's literally the whole point, is it can't be, basically.
Yeah, which is sad.
I think, and it was nice. I think it felt very like safe, and everyone did respect it, which was good. Like I think it felt comfortable, and that's why it's nice. Like if people are thinking about going to one, like I would recommend it,
yeah, for sure,
because it didn't feel like it was a really, really good experience, and it didn't feel uncomfortable at all.
No,
it was just that like extra level of, because we love going to gigs so much, it was like, I wish we could just fucking get involved.
Yeah,
but like,
because I am the twat that's in the middle of a fucking mosh pit.
Yeah,
like that's like
we always have been dead involved.
It's always been me. Like I've always been, no matter what gig I've gone to, I have found a mosh pit, and I know that like I'm that twat that people don't like.
George Ezra.
Yeah, I'll just go around headbutting people in the middle of George Ezra concerts.
No, concerts.
What's up with concerts? What's that noise?
What noise?
Did anyone else hear that?
No. Oh, you really are losing your shit tonight.
Fucking hell, yeah. What a shit day.
Yeah, but I think, obviously we had, we weren't sure on them, but I'm glad we went, and I really, really did enjoy the experience. And because it did feel then like afterwards we could go and like speak to them, because there wasn't that many people there, and it was all very involved. There's a lot of their families there, and like, we sat literally with the lead singer's mum. Like, when else are you going to get the opportunity to do that? So I really enjoyed all that side of it.
We wouldn't have got a ticket if it weren't for her.
No, we wouldn't have done.
Because we were like literally like, we'll get a couple of other people involved, because you needed to buy a table of 4. Like a table of 4 was like 30 quid.
Yeah.
So I was like, we need to get a few more people involved, and then literally within us sending messages to try and find 2 others, they sold out.
It sold out in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
And like I know like there wasn't hundreds of tickets because it's social distance, but I was still like, fuck, boys. Like, that
was quick.
Obviously everyone, like, they're big anyway, like especially locally.
Yeah.
But like, because no one had been, it was like people just snapped onto it. And then I was like, so I literally saw it and then was like, yeah, cool, definitely do that. Messaged you. You're not the best replier in the world at the best of times. I'm 17 hours later, I was like, yeah, I'm down. And I'm like, cool, right. I'll start thinking about like, Chris would probably want to come, and then like when it was, I'm doing this and doing that, and I was like, you're working and trying to work it all out, and then it would be like, oh, they're gone. But yeah, so it was, but yeah, I thought it was an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, I did think it was an enjoyable experience, and I'm glad that we got back out to listen to live music, and I'm glad it was them as well. I am glad it was them for sure. It was a nice. It was nice.
So, right, for anyone who's listening on the audio, Elliot just itched his nose in the weirdest way, like a hamster.
I couldn't get my arm back underneath the mic stand to itch my nose, so I went over it. Anywho, I hope the camera caught that.
But
I might pan zoom into that.
Yeah,
I'll try.
You won't.
No, I won't.
With the social distance gigs, they said there's not going to be any more till like at least the new year now, because basically they're not being able to be put on because of a lot of restrictions and a lot of the venue restrictions.
Oh, what, like Sarpa?
Yeah, because they said after there's not going to be really any more, and I've not really seen any knocking about. I think it's going back into not being able to happen.
Yeah, well, I think so. There's one that I'd love to go to in London, and they're every Tuesday, and it's the See You Next Tuesday.
Yeah, that does look
See
really
You Next
sick.
Tuesday I think it's called See You Next Tuesday London on the Instagram. but they look good. They look like quite a good
sick.
gig.
But like, I think they're struggling now.
Yeah, I think they're slowly. It seems to be that everything's slowly packing back up, and I feel like like when you go to like the seaside in the summer.
Yeah.
And like everything's all open.
Yeah.
And then you go to the seaside in the winter.
Yeah.
And there's nothing open.
Yeah,
like all the
just
fish and
like
chip shops are
ghost
shut.
town.
Like there's nothing around. I feel like it's now like we're getting back to winter. COVID's picking back up. The Rona is becoming more of a problem again, and we just got to be sensible again now, haven't we? Really?
But do you know what's not helpful advice?
Oh,
good segue though, wasn't it?
That was a good segue. I like that.
What's not helpful advice during the Rona season is for anyone remotely creative to give up and retrain in another job, as our lovely Rishi Sunak has put it over the last few days.
What a cock.
Yeah. I didn't want to speak for ages on this because I think it's been done to death.
Yeah, it's a very political, and all the big names have already had their say on it.
Of course
and
they have,
that's...
and, we don't have, we're not remotely experts in music, never mind in politics. So like,
I've actually done a degree in philosophy, Joe. Have you know?
That doesn't mean anything.
Pretty much politics, mate. Pretty much politics. Yeah. I'm actually more ethical than most of them cunts.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's not hard. Yeah, but I just, wanted to get your. He basically said, for anyone who hasn't seen it, I mean, I think you probably have. But
yeah, if you're interested in this, you will have. It's definitely been on your newsfeed somewhere.
But he essentially, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because you've watched interview, I actually haven't seen it. I just read about it. But he, when asked about, the support for the music industry and the arts industries and stuff, he sort of said the likelihood of it going back to normal anytime soon is very slim. Yeah. And so essentially it would be a good idea for those people to start looking into other ways of earning their money.
Yes and no. So the conversation, which was in the interview, he basically is talking about, he's being asked about the arts and the creative industries, and especially people that are self-employed in them industries, which majority of people are. And he's talking about, like, we've given like $1 billion. $1 billion?
$1 billion? Like a Donald Trump?
Too many YouTube titles in my head. Yeah. Everything's got to be in dollars. Everything's got to be in dollars on YouTube. But like, yeah, so he said £1 billion has been almost put forward to the arts and the creative industries and all that shit. So in his head, he'd kind of moved on from that conversation. And they were still talking about like people that are struggling for work and stuff. And it was the interviewer asked it in the same context as the questions before, relating the music and the arts and stuff. And Rishi's response was that people should basically retrain and try and get a different career. Because I think it was taken... I think the way he said it, fucking stupid. Yeah. And what he said, really, really stupid, because I'm not being funny. He obviously wanted to be a politician, so he could get to there. Like, there's no reason why he can't get to there. I don't understand why he's now putting restrictions on everyone else and saying these terms that basically said anyone that wants to be creative in any form needs to go get another job, especially at the minute, because there ain't no fucking money in it. Yeah. Which is, in turn, true. Yeah. But... you don't say it like that.
It's the way, and I think it's a shame because I actually quite liked him before.
I do still like Rishi.
I think he's out of all of them.
He's stuck in a rock and a hard place.
He is, and it's not a fucking high bar, but from what I've seen of him, and I can't claim to be massively into it all, but from what I've seen of him, I really liked him, and I thought, when all the furlough stuff and that was when I saw a lot of him when he was announcing that, I thought he spoke really well.
I really thought he had his head screwed on.
And he has his head screwed on. Now I think
that's what I mean by I think he was good. I thought he had his head screwed on.
Exactly that. I thought he's not a moron, and he doesn't sort of, he's not owning it for himself. He's worked all this out, and he speaks
obviously
well.
untrue.
Now I think these comments. And a lot of people have been taking light of them, and
I think a lot of them have been.
I think he didn't say things in the right. As you said, some of what he's saying is all right, and then there's a couple of things that
he said. If he literally said like that. So the big problem with a lot of it is ITV took it out of context, quoted other things, and
social media. Then
ITV actually tweeted it, saying that he'd said this about the music and arts industry, and then they had to delete their tweet and stuff because Rishi had offered to basically press charges and be sue him.
Just not what I said,
because it's basically not what he said in context. But what has come from it has been really quite eye-opening for me, especially because obviously this is a creative realm, I guess, podcasts, media intakes and stuff like that. It's stuff that is creative. And what I think he was trying to say, like, I'm obviously not fucking blue, but what he was trying to say is when this sort of stuff happens, you've got to do what you got to do to make ends meet. And if that means working a shit job and the retrain, I think, is where he cunted up a bit.
Because the thing is,
you don't have to retrain. Like, I'm working a shit job. I'm working a shit job. I can't. This doesn't pay my bills. It doesn't pay my way in anything.
Doesn't pay us a fucking penny.
Doesn't pay us a penny. So like, I get that you've got to do something else to make you cash. If you're struggling for money, you can't. He's basically, what he was saying is, look, the government are tight on cash. You lot kind of need to get a little piece of job and, you know, try and make a way. But you can't say that shit.
And I've got a few issues with that anyway. I mean, number one,
there's no jobs.
That was going to be my number two. Number one, every fucker already knows that. Everyone knows that. Everyone's aware of the fact that there's other ways you could make money, and if you need to make ends meet, that's what you need to do.
And I think
that's not something that
needs to be said.
Comes across condescending, because it's like, well, actually, why don't you just go get a different job?
It's
and
just
I know that's not how he said it.
He did.
You know, go make your money in other ways is like, well, everyone knows that's a thing.
Yeah.
But the point is, this is people's careers that they've gone to. You can't just be like, well, and also, getting another job, as we've found in anything, we've just graduated from, you know, getting degrees at good unis in a good stead, and it was hard to get the jobs that we've got now.
Yeah, I stacked shelves in fucking.
We both are stacking
Waitrose.
shelves, but they were hard enough to. It is not a case of
just go get one.
I can drop everything and just go get a job.
The ones that
anyway,
I think,
because it's not that easy.
The ones that I think he hurt the most is, so a lot of bands that are like small, like small that we talk about and we are involved with a lot, do have other jobs anyway, because the band doesn't.
Regardless,
you have to, because you don't earn enough money, pandemic or not. The money isn't quite there.
Yeah.
That bit on the side is what career you want, and you've got to be able to fund it. The ones that he hurt most, and I think rightly so, were the ones that were able to recently bin their jobs in and were really trying to take it big time. Like, I could imagine. One of the ones that he probably really pissed off was Red Rum Club, like with, the band that we were talking about earlier, because they are like, my watch is on backwards. They are. Oh, that's put me off.
What? How is it on backwards? Oh, did that not feel weird?
No,
because doing it up, was that not wrong?
I think I just put it on quickly before we filmed.
Because then if you do it up, the clasp is not the wrong way.
Anyway, we diverge.
Yeah.
I just think that he's probably really pissed off the ones that are like that level, because they're the ones that are really, their dreams are starting to come into fruition, and now basically they've just gone, the government aren't going to help you in the same way that, say, like Germany have helped the arts.
Yeah.
Have you seen that come out the last couple of days? 30 billion.
Yeah.
We've given $1 billion. That's like, it.
And the thing is, it's not even about that as well, but it's like all the things like I know a lot of, and I think I mentioned it before about 42 saying about the 10 p.m. curfew, and it's like even for like the venues and putting stuff on like the Sarpa thing, that 10 p.m. thing, there's no foresight into how that would affect that industry, in the sense of, okay, it's a simple thing, you think it's going to help, but then like for venues, that fucks them, because they can't open and do the gigs, like the social distance gigs that we're trying to do, and they were trying to just eke out that little bit of money for that industry, and they've just gone, oh no, you can't serve after 10 now, and everything's fucked instantly. And I just think it's not even like they need to like put like loads more money, like they can't generate loads of money from nowhere and all of that, like,
well, especially the Dirty Blues as well.
Exactly that, and they're not going to do it. But I just think there's little things where they could be like, well, okay, maybe if there's a gig on, you can stay open till 11, because everything's so, as long as you're following the guidelines of coming in a mask on, being social distance, which they all are, then if there's a gig on, you can stay until 11. For example, something like that, where just any sense of that they're thinking about it. They just don't seem to
I think that's the big thing that I have with this quote, well, loose quote. I think he was being really unthoughtful, and it makes you look and think that everything else he's saying about supporting the arts and things like that have been disingenuous, because what he's come out and said has actually been. What are you looking at me like that, cameraman?
No.
Was it the disingenuous?
Yeah, that's. I literally looked at Chris and was like, disingenuous. But I didn't want to disrupt you because you're on a good train.
Yeah, thank you.
Carry on.
But yeah, so I just think it's a horrible way to put it.
Yeah, it just
And
shows.
Actually, I think that don't retrain.
No.
Do not try and get another career or a proper job. Don't do that.
No.
Because at end of the day, it's not going to be, you're not going to be fulfilled with life. There is still going to be the music industry. There's still going to be the media industry. There's still going to be the creative and arts industry after COVID. It'll be on its knees for a while, but there will be a point where it's back and thriving. I think it'll be. I think it. This time especially has shown everyone how important these industries are, because the only people that are actually coming out and building followings and stuff out of this shit heap that the government have put us into is the people that are constantly creating and constantly have, for no cash, for no money, the people that are constantly creating and constantly making stuff that are making people's days better and easier, they're the ones that are still chasing their dreams. It might not be in the way they're thinking they would be at this point. It may not be in the same... I feel like I'm doing a fucking...
Churchill.
Yeah. Like, it may not be in the way that they want to at this point. They might have had to take 5-10 steps back from their career, but that is okay. It'll come in time.
Be ready for it.
It'll come in time for sure.
Don't retrain.
Don't retrain. Don't retrain.
Don't do that.
And if you need to get another fucking job and you need to make ends meet,
And if you can,
and you can, do it.
Yeah.
But that is...
don't let go of
Don't let go of your dreams. Don't let go of your dreams, because that's the thing that I think's upset me the most about what he said. As in, it was basically telling people to fuck their dreams off, work the rat race, get the normal job, and that shit pisses me off anyway.
Yeah.
It's a waste of fucking...
And just shows that they're out of touch, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it just didn't quite get it. And I
Didn't get
think
the
that's a sense of a
importance.
lot of them, is that why they get criticised a lot by especially people at our age. They just seem out of touch with what that means to some people, and you can't just say that because these people are passionate. The fans, the bands themselves, everyone involved in that industry are passionate about it. And you can't just say things, whether what he meant or not, whether it's taken slightly out of context or not. Saying
Can't say
things
for
like
that.
that are insinuating that some of these people should just give up and work is never ever going to sit well.
It's not even about the sitting well. It's just a fucking twatty thing to say.
It's
just a twatty thing to say.
It is.
And Rishi, if you're listening,
Imagine.
if you're listening and this gets clipped up and sent to you, I want you to get on a voice call with us and explain yourself.
Yes, we will have you here on this sofa.
Explain
Rishi,
yourself, because
and you
actually,
can back it, because I would love to hear that. And
Genuinely.
have someone say, right, let's challenge you back on it. And now that you've had time to reflect on what you said, let's actually fucking have
because I tell you what, the fucking news pisses me off. Right, I'm now going on a political rant now. The news fucks me off with politics, yeah, because they all fucking pussyfoot and wank them off the all way through the fucking
That's different.
interviews.
I don't know what news you're watching.
No, they
mate.
do. The whole time they're always like, well, there's a few of them that stand up, that stand their ground, and I do really like appreciate when they do. But a lot of times they are brown nosing, and it really winds me up, because you can get these people in fucking twists straight off the bat. Especially in this scenario. Jon Snow's done one recently where he was basically like, the whole world's in fucking shambles. You're in shambles. You ain't got a clue.
Yeah.
You've got about as much idea
I
as
saw
we've
that.
got.
I saw that. That was brilliant.
I'm like, go on, John.
Yeah.
But most of the time,
That's why I love Piers Morgan, though,
Oh.
because he says some things that I don't agree with. He does, right?
Oh, no.
But, no, listen, I fucking love, because he will just not fucking take shit from people like that come on.
Yeah.
And you see him, and he will just be like, that is bollocks. Like, that is not true. You need to explain yourself for that. And I'm like, someone has got to do that, because as I say, so many people aren't.
Yeah, I'd rather it not be him, though, because he's a cunt.
Brilliant, you said the word again.
Brilliant. No, genuinely, Piers Morgan, yes, he does face up to people, but as soon as he gets faced up to, he's like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. You not seen the old Danny Dyer thing?
The old Danny Dyer thing?
Yeah,
Go on,
when he
mate.
talks about when they're saying about, he says on TV that Love Island, or everyone on Love Island's like a deadhead or something. They're all thick as shit. And then Danny Dyer was on the interview. On like an interview with him, like a couple of weeks after he said it, he's like, "Oh yeah, so I said this, but I obviously didn't mean your Danny Dyer. I didn't mean your daughter that's on." And he
But it's
goes,
just-
and he's just like, "Oh, shut up, Piers." get on. Like,
Yeah,
and he's like, because he's got no fucking basis. But he's like most of the fucking politicians. They're all fucking.
But I just think in general,
they're all fart no shit.
You've got to. There does need to be a little bit stood up to it.
Yeah, and I'd love to be able to get people like that on, and
yeah.
I mean, it's Mr. Peter Bone. He'd be one to have a conversation with.
It would be interesting, actually.
It would be interesting. Yeah. I might play some strings.
Play some strings. Weird. You can do, mate.
Get my cello up.
On a brighter note of all that was
yeah.
when if you do go on Twitter and stuff, a lot of bands and artists did then the national careers questionnaire where it tells you what job you should get, because they were like looking at what retrain. Mate, some of them were fucking hilarious.
Oh, I might do one.
They were hilarious. There was
Should I do one live? Should I do one on the podcast?
I think it takes quite a long time.
Oh, okay, no way.
I really don't. I just have to keep talking for like 10 minutes. But I think it was Joe Donovan, the drummer for Blossoms.
Yeah.
And he did one, and it was like, it did a few, and it was like model, and then like, it was like sports, like it was something like sports athlete. And he was like, yeah, don't worry, I'll just retrain to be a footballer, that's easy. And then it was like horse groomer. Or something like that. And then it was like average salary, like 14 grand. And he was like, yep, cheers, I'll just retrain, I'll be a horse groomer, I'll earn me 14 grand, I'll be happy. But it was like, some of them were so funny what they were telling them to do.
Can you imagine?
It's really joke.
Model. There's just as much work in modelling
That's what he said retrain. He's like, what should I retrain as? A model or an athlete? He's like, two other things that are like either in the shitter or you just can't retrain for because they're like a completely different industry that's got talent based.
How does the government suggest people should be models?
It's so funny on the national careers.
And they go, yeah, you're fit.
Because he'd have put, I'm a creative person that's interested in fashion, sport, photography and music, and they've gone, be a musician, an actor or a footballer. And he's like, cheers guys, yeah, that's sound. But loads of like bands and artists have been doing it, and some of them have been really funny.
That is funny. But I just want to reiterate, he's a twat. Rishi. Yeah, well, what he said was very twatty.
Yeah, no,
I think it's probably the better way to put it.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think the overall message is
don't give up, man. Keep going. And if you've got to work, and if you've got to work, support each other. And if you've got to work 80 fucking hours a week, you've got to work 80 hours a week. Sadly, that's how it works. You know, we do one job and do this at the same time, and I definitely don't just do 40-hour weeks. Because of the amount of time we put into it.
Oh yeah, like both.
Yeah, doing both all together. Like I know it is hard work, but you just got to kind of tick along and keep going. Don't let someone in a fucking suit tell you what to do.
No.
Don't let someone in a suit tell you what to do. Keep fucking plugging. If you want to be a musician, be a musician. If you want to paint pictures, paint fucking pictures. Do it,
mate. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, you get your finger painting out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what we could do.
Oh God. See, this is everyone can see it live now. That happens 100 times a day, and 2 of them are doable, and one of them we can't afford. So but go on.
We could do like a. Did you watch the E-Boys painting competition thing?
Yeah, I did see that.
Something like that would
really
be funny.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. A lot of their videos are really funny. Then they get halfway through and they just sort of give up trying. It just goes to shit. It's quite funny. We'll do a bake-off as well.
Did I ever tell you I applied to a job like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
What, doing that live story? Yeah, I feel like you did actually.
At uni. I never went for the interview.
Get it.
No, I never went.
No, you don't want to draw that?
Fuck off. No, I never went for the interview. Wish I did now.
Yeah.
Could have been a career choice.
Wait, it was an interview?
Yeah.
What did they ask you about? Have you ever been still before? Like...
No, so obviously I didn't go to the interview because I kind of like bottled it. Because I told my mum. Yeah. And she kind of steered me away from it.
Funny that.
Yeah, I want to do it.
It would have been quite liberating, I think.
I want to do it. I'm pretty happy getting my cock out. So
yeah, I know.
Right, don't say it like that. Yeah. So just a fun fact and story for you, boys.
Shall we pull it back to some indie music for everyone? I feel like this has been a very non-indie music podcast, but maybe people have enjoyed it.
And it's been all over the gaff.
I hope people have enjoyed it, but we do normally try and pull it back at the end and speak about some new bands and singles and stuff.
For sure.
Have you got any?
Nope.
Music.
No, I don't actually like music anymore. I've actually got more to jungle. So
yeah, you have actually recently. That's going to be a whole new podcast, isn't it?
Yeah, jingle jungle.
Jingle.
I'm trying to
crumble. Oh, do you want me to start when you collect your thoughts?
Jackie, are you playing the jingle jungle?
Oh, fuck's sake.
Is that Jingle Jungle? Sorry. All right. Let's.
Do you know
move
what's funny? If people think this has gone to shit, episode 20.
on. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's gonna be better, but we'll see.
It's going to be different.
It is gonna be very different. Actually, what we have planned is very different. Very different. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna be shit faced.
Same. Yeah, do you want me to go first? Or you...
No, I'll go. I'll
have to
go.
go.
I want to just get who I'm talking about up.
Get him here.
Yeah. And that's the surprise guest. No.
Waiting outside and it's
So-
freezing cold.
I want to talk about the band that was supporting Sarpa.
Sarpa. Yes.
Logo.
Mm-hmm.
So I hadn't heard of these before we went, and they're a female lead band. I guess is it.
Yeah.
But they're very more vocal orientated from what I can gather with the songs we saw live and this track ICU they've released, which is the only track they have because they were a band before called Sarah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Look at you with your research.
Yeah, as in I've looked at their Instagram.
Yep.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
they were previously known as
What,
Sarah.
all of them, or have they swapped some members? You don't know, do you?
I mean, they've got a promo on their Instagram, which is for Sarah.
Right.
Logo.
For anyone listening, he's erring because he's looking at them.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, so Sarah. So I don't know whether it's the same band, but I'm gonna go with it is.
Camp 2020.
So they did like a
that's
almost like
interesting.
a school yearbook sort of style thing for Sarah. It was like their like next moves and that. But yeah, so they were called Sarah, and she's got a gorgeous voice.
Yeah, really good.
Like I want to get it, like her voice. I've not heard a lot like it, and I'm really into my female vocals when it comes to like artists and stuff. So, but it had a lot of passion and a lot of conviction in what she was saying.
Well, there's a lot of storytelling involved, isn't there? And she's clearly got a lot, been through a lot and has a lot to sing about, and that
There's a lot to
comes through a
say.
lot,
Yeah, absolutely. And the acoustic that she. Thank you, Chris, for ruining the podcast. If you didn't hear, he just plugged his phone on charge. Yeah, so she did a one that was just her when we saw her live.
Yeah.
I don't know whether there was, because there's only two of them there.
Yeah, so there's normally more, and there was only the two there.
Yeah,
she said.
so like I don't know whether there's normally more, but she did this solo thing and mesmerised.
Yeah, really
mesmerised is the only way I can describe it. The way she sang and I felt it all, and I when that happens to me, doesn't happen a lot. I don't have much feelings, but
I don't have much feelings.
that when something like that really hits me,
Yeah, you felt the emotion.
I really notice it, and I have to say I have to tell someone, and that's you lot are my vent. So yeah, I couldn't describe it. The way that she sung was beautiful, and it's the only way I can put it.
Yeah,
I was really impressed, and I loved the fact that every song they played, they brought out a different guitar.
yeah, she did. She kept swapping it every
Just
time.
every time she pulled out, it was like acoustic, and it was
She
like,
didn't have them all on her back.
and then it was like a Kiss triangle guitar. No, it wasn't quite that extravagant, but like she went through like guitars to an
She had a
acoustic
ukulele,
to.
didn't she?
Then she pulled the ukulele
Yeah.
out. I loved that.
Yeah, that was
that
good.
was
It was
brilliant.
impressive.
That was
Yeah.
brilliant, but it shows the talent and
Yeah.
diversity. I'm assuming maybe some of the other people in the band normally play that,
Maybe, yeah.
and she just had to that
Did the
time.
role
But
sort of thing, yeah. I'd
Yeah.
be interested in to hear more of them, like what we heard live. 'Cause obviously, as you say, only ICU's on the streaming platforms at the moment. So.
yeah, especially for Logo. I actually haven't searched Sarah,
No, I mean,
so maybe there is. Maybe there is. Get a little gander on Spotify, someone.
someone, please.
But yeah, no, I loved it, and
Yeah.
she seems to be almost everything's quite centered around her, and I think it's almost quite angelic.
Nothing on Spotify. So.
Sarah, no. So quite angelic, I think is the way I'd probably describe it.
Yeah.
Her voice was almost felt like it paid a bit of homage to like a Lana Del Rey esque.
Yeah.
Almost, it felt a bit female Frank Ocean-y.
Yeah.
Would be, I think, a good way to
Lots
describe
of emotional storytelling with a really good voice. And
Yeah, really impressed by them.
really, really good.
Yeah.
ICU by Low Girls, one to check out on Spotify.
Yeah, I can't remember whether that was my single of the band, but
Same difference, really.
it is what it is now.
Yeah, it is indeed.
But yeah, very impressed with them. So their logo. Wow, that's hard to say. Logo.
Low girl.
No, there's only two in it on Instagram.
Fact check.
I think it's just low girl, but the way that I talk made it sound like logo.
We've so deteriorated.
Yeah, come on.
Right, my single. I just wanted to speak about the Lathams new song because it was sick, and I know they're one we mentioned a lot of times. They're one that I'm sure a lot of you are already aware of. They're one of those that are like they're indie and they're up and coming, but like anyone who likes indie knows who they are.
Oh my god,
do you know what I mean?
yes.
But they've released a new song and
it's ska.
It's ska, like fully ska, and it's sick. It's like. Because they tweeted as well, they've done all their songs are very, very different, and they've already had like Villainous Victorian, which was like really different, and they've tried loads of different things, but this was like a whole different thing. And they tweeted like,
Just say different again.
Different again. They tweeted a bit like, sort of bear with us, because I think they know it's not going to get like their songs like Fight On has like 2 million streams now, like they are popping. I think they're like, okay, look, this isn't gonna
Popping.
This isn't going to just keep interrupting me, man. This isn't gonna like fly as high as those songs. But they were like, look, we're going to basically do an EP and almost get it out of their system a little bit. They were like, we've got all this like all these ideas and different genres, so we're just going to run with it. But I loved it. I just thought that it shows such a different side to that like songwriting and the way that they could pull it off. And I said to you, you'll like it, and it like starts and you're like, whoa, like,
the bass, the bass starts, and for me, again, I'm going to sound like I just listen to all types of music, because I've mentioned
you do, to be fair.
I do, to be fair, but ska I have like this love for.
Yeah,
I have this.
It's quite like nostalgic, isn't it?
Yeah, for me especially. Like my old man was always massively into like Two Tones and the Specials and bands like that. And fucking when you started playing it, I was like, all I can imagine is being like, you know, it's like bam, bam.
Yeah, literally. It's always like...
a bit madness, like loving life, like. When that live, I went and saw Madness live years ago now, at the county ground in Northampton, and the atmosphere that pulled from the age group it pulled, it was unbelievable to be a part of. And it's like it's almost such a carefree atmosphere. And for these two release something that is
and they nailed it.
Really
like,
did.
Really
His voice is interesting on it, because it's very different to any other ska artist's voice, because his voice is so
the way
unique
that he
anyway.
sings, like when he does those like quicker bits, and like it's so like you need so much talent to be able to do that. And to be able to do it when like some bands would work their whole lives to be able to like reach a point where they're that good in that genre, and they've almost like stepped into it because they've got the influences from it, done it, and been like, that's unbelievable in that genre, and then they can almost dip back and like to just dabble in it, be their first song of that type, and it be that like to sort of nail what they were going for. I was a bit like, that shows just fucking, they've gone, shall we do that? Done it, that sounds really good, and they can always be like, right, next, like what else? I
bet it took a lot of time to retrain their thoughts into that, because it's such it is an interesting.
I'd love to see if they like played it live and how it would fit into a set list, and like how it would go down like with the crowd, because it's such a
brilliant.
Do you know what I mean? Brilliant. But, and it's such a change up of pace for them, and I just think it's a really smart thing, and it does just show their versatility. And I mean, I
was very impressed with that. And to tell you what, I was also very impressed with the vinyl they released.
Yes,
of it.
Ordered it immediately.
Did you get one?
Yeah.
It's because it's a what colour is it? Like grey.
It's like blue, and it's got an eye on it. Is
it blue? Like, the actual vinyl.
Yeah.
Colourblind, so couldn't tell you.
But
I thought it was grey.
And they're also doing an A3 poster that's like signed and numbered, and it's like a really old school horror movie, but with them on it, and it is sick.
What the album cover for it reminded me the song Ghost Town, which I'm not going to try and sing, but it's a very famous ska song. But it's how I envisage the artwork for that being. It's very similar. Obviously, it's what's it called? I Saw Your Ghost. Or
something like that. I See Your Ghost. I Saw Your Ghost.
Yeah, so they almost align quite nicely.
Yeah, it's that sort of vibe, isn't it?
And I think the poster's something that I kind of imagine. I'd already had him. If I was gonna make the poster for Ghost Town, that'd be what I'd come out with.
Yeah,
probably
it's really
something
cool.
along them
I
lines.
ordered the vinyl straight away, and apparently they're selling out really quick. So
I bet.
Because I ordered one straight away, and then I went to work, and my dad's really into them as well, loves them, and now my little brother is as well. So he texted me while I was at work, like, "Seen Laughing's vinyls are selling out quick, so like, I'm gonna grab one for Ben. Do you want one as well?" And I didn't reply because I was at work, and then he messaged again like, "I just bought 2," and then I messaged back like, "I've already bought one," and I was like, "Now our household's gonna have like 3," and I was like, "Yeah, we'll just find more," and I was like, but they weren't a lot, and I was like, "Yeah," I was just like, "Let's just fucking buy your own,
Get one yourself.
support the boys," but I was just like, "Yeah, happy days." I
Yeah, I
buy
think
5 if I could really, because they're just like
it's a brilliant
with them,
vinyl.
and I feel like I've got everything of theirs now.
Yeah,
because I've listened
yeah.
to them sort of from the starts, and then whenever they release, I'm like, I have to like keep the collection going now, so you just have to buy it. But no, it's a sick track. That is
Very sick track. I'm very impressed with what they've got. What they've got.
got a band, a band or artist.
I know the single. The single is Drive, and it's by a band called Hot Minute.
Hot Minute.
And again, brilliant.
Yeah, right.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Very brilliant. They're more alt pop than they are indie rock, by a long shot. All of their single covers, I believe they've only released 3 singles.
Right.
Maybe 4. And they're all very... Oh, I'm going to make a really rogue reference now. You know the game that Memulus used to play?
The game.
The one where it was like the car... it's almost like a E-Tron. Is it like
the Tron bike?
Tron design?
Yeah, with the
like
lights.
with the lights around the edges of everything. It's very like that sort of vibe. All their
Like 80s
album covers.
arcade.
Yeah, that sort of vibe. And I really enjoy it. But the music is impeccable.
Yeah.
The music's got such good sound, and it's a very good pop with a nice vocal over the top. They're a group of 3 girls, I believe, from women. From the I don't know.
Females.
Female. They're 3 women, and they are their whole outfit and their look and everything is so unique.
Yeah.
And everything that comes out from them is I just am baffled by how diverse their design is. Like, from when you go on like their page on Spotify or Apple Music, it's the 3 of them dressed in like spy gear.
Yeah,
It reminded me a bit of
sick,
Totally
that
Spies
picture.
from when we were younger, the cartoon. 90s kids will remember.
Yeah, it's that sort of thing.
Totally Spies, and like it really reminded me of that sort of vibe of like, and they're like pretend the whole like gun things, and they're doing like a really famous photo cover, and it's
cool because I think
very cool group.
Yeah, I think when you get that sense of that there's a whole theme behind them.
There's everything to it, and that's what I love about it.
It's like, it's not just some music they've put out. It's a bit like, right, we've got the music, which is of a really, really high standard, but that's almost not enough. We're also gonna, like, as you say, have this really cool Spotify page and the Instagram, and we're gonna hold it all together in a bit of a like 80s spy theme, and it like
everything feels very
it holds it really well.
Everything feels very calculated from them.
Exactly.
It feels very like well thought out, and I take my hat off because I'm a little bit like that. I like
it all sort of
sure,
matches in
I
relation.
make sure everything kind of like is on brand and on trend and stuff. I think it's sick. I've been very impressed with them. Very impressed with them, and they are a group that I would love to see more from. Love to see more. What are you buying, Chris?
Laughing's vinyl. He's just got his one out mid podcast and ordered one. Big up the Laughers. There you go. Another sale on the podcast. You can send me my commission whenever.
Hour.
We split everything.
Gotta make some money back. No, they are brilliant. I'm very impressed with them. Hot Minute. I don't even know how I found them, actually.
No.
I think I was doing my classic it makes it sound weird when I say that I look at what people are following.
Yeah, no.
So I think I went on to Panic Shack.
Yeah.
Because they've just brought out a new
tune's
single.
really good. Yeah.
Very good. Takes a long while to get going, but
really builds.
When it builds,
cool.
It's cool.
It's a cool track.
But that single, so obviously they came back up on my radar because it's their 3rd track, and I started going through their following, and I was like, because they're a good band. They're gonna know some good bands.
Exactly that, yeah.
So like I then get like waylaid, but I think that's how I found them.
I found loads more on Instagram recently. I think because I've started when you get the promotions from bands and then you actually interact with it, the more you do that, then the more they push bands to you. And now like every single advert I get is bands.
That's why I like on that account.
Yeah.
That's why I like most of them as I go through. Just because it keeps the interaction going, because it's really a good way to find people.
It's cool.
Combat's new song keeps popping up on it.
Yeah, really good as well. Really, really good.
Really decent.
That we demand. Parachutes keep popping up in my and they're fucking hardcore.
Oh, that Kevin song. Oh, the boys. I'm looking forward to if we get out to the States.
Yeah,
and partying with them.
We're getting a little bit of a guest list going. On
yeah,
the States
we're
now.
gonna work. We're gonna have to work fucking hard in the States.
Buy a t-shirt. We'll buy tickets out to the States.
With that money.
Yeah.
Oh, we're definitely not going to earn that much money.
So many
We're going to have to sell so many t-shirts.
Thousands.
Like hundreds and thousands of t-shirts to be able to make that on the profit margins we're getting. Yeah, what's your band then, boy?
I have an artist instead of a band for this week. Thank you. I have a female artist.
A female artist?
Yep, I do, called Zuzu.
Zuzu?
Z-U-Z-U, yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually saw her...
I don't know why it took me so long to...
Yeah, well, I was thinking people might think it's Z-O-O, Z-O-O. Zuzu.
Yeah, no, but it's a bit like a big zoo. The
so many times.
The artist.
64 Zoo Lane.
Yeah, yeah. The artist, Big Zoo. He's a rapper. Anywho,
Right, cool.
okay, battery's dying. Wrap it up.
Really done. Quickly, Zuzu.
Zuzu,
really
yeah,
good.
Zuzu.
I saw her. She supported Cortinas when I saw them.
Lovely.
Because I think Joey Cinnamon supported, and she was like the support beneath.
Yeah.
And she is from Liverpool, and she's really, really good. Proper like indie tracks, but like just they all sound really good and all sound very different. She's got a really good voice, but because like she's Scouse and she sort of sings with a little bit of an accent, and she really like it's got a lot of like passion behind it, and it does have that like oomph to it.
I like it when especially Scousers, it carries on into songs.
Yeah.
I do really enjoy that. I can't remember who we were listening to. That Galiciatois, I know they're not Scouts, but they're Scottish, but their accent really comes through in their tracks.
Yeah, and I love that, but not too like it's not too heavy in the tracks. It's more when she speaks, but it still comes through and in a nice way. But her tracks are really impressive, and she's just had a new EP out. And it's really good because I've always like listened to her since then because I thought she was so good live, and she had a real like way about her. And as soon as Liam Frey was like, she's going to be massive, you sort of take note of people like that, and you're like, okay, I'll keep an eye. And now this EP's coming out, I've sort of seen her like knocking about like quite mainstream. Yeah, and that EP is really, really good. And she's sort of taken that next level up from like having a few really good songs and having a few good supports, and now it's like you almost see them like now she's stood on her own 2 feet with her own EP, and it like sounds really fucking good. So, yeah,
that is sick. Zuzu,
Z-U-Z-U.
Nice. I'm gonna have to get on that one. Did you put them in the playlist this week?
Yeah. I think Get Off I put in the playlist this week, so
cool.
She'll pop up.
Cool. I'll have to give that a listen. I'll make sure I get on that one.
Beautiful.
Happy days.
There we go.
Well then,
team. I really thought because we were going to go through a few different bits, this would be a short one, and now it's one of the longest ones the last few weeks again.
Lol. So, if you've enjoyed the long ones, you're going to enjoy another long one. If you've disliked the long ones, tough shit.
Yep.
So
pretty much.
We've got some more. So the t-shirt's out tomorrow.
Tomorrow. The t-shirt is out tomorrow. The t-shirt's out tomorrow. Go buy it. You've only got 3 weeks to buy it. Buy it now, quick. It's gorgeous.
Hang on, I've got one on as well. Hang on. Oh no, I've definitely.
Back's beautiful.
Oh no, I'm tucked in.
You don't want to get your belly button out. Back's beautiful. The front's beautiful.
Get
T-shirts
a zoom in,
are
Chris.
out.
Get a zoom in for us.
Oh, right, I'm going to keep talking because there are people on Spotify.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh yeah,
we're zooming in on YouTube.
We're zooming on the
Basically,
t-shirt.
it comes out 14th. You've got 3 weeks. We've put a lot of love and effort into this. They're cool. Buy one if you can, possibly. If not,
don't actually worry too much about it. But it just will be unlucky.
No. Do not worry. But you will not get another chance. So if you're thinking, oh, they're cool, I might wait and get one at Christmas, you can't. 3 weeks. That's it.
3 weeks.
They will not be on sale again.
And if you want to, and it helps support us as well. So if you're liking our shit, then get one
for sure. And yeah, other than that, I mean, the way to see all of this is Instagram and Twitter mainly as well, and all the information's on there. So get on at the SR Podcast. This is on YouTube, and I think we made a lot of references to it. So get
surprise,
surprise.
Surprise! Like it.
First time.
Right, we've got a minute.
Subscribe,
comment, subscribe, please.
Buy a t-shirt if you can.
Please.
Bye.
Love you.